Man, I was in Atlanta interviewing a brother. Here he is out of St. Louis. I mean, net worth 150 million. And I looked down at his wrist, and he had one of those rubber running watches, a Casio watch. And I looked down and I said, man, it had all types of dried sweat in it and everything, man. I said, what? I said, I like your watch. He said, oh, yeah, it's my running watch. Oh, okay.
What other questions? Sorry. What other questions do we have? Raise your hands. Good to see you, Bruce. How you doing?
And we're going to just do a couple questions. And
yeah, we're going to do a few questions. We've got around 5-10 minutes. So if you have some questions, raise your hand.
Okay. I'm a good soldier. I do what I'm told.
This question is on.
See, when you're the only male in the house, you got no choice, right?
This question might be a little off topic, but I wanted to thank you because I went and got my MBA because of your book. So I want to give it up for you for that reason.
Praise God.
And the MBA didn't teach me at all about how to run a business, by the way. I just want to make that clear. But my next question is, and it's off topic, what, in your opinion, will it take for black people to connect? Because you talked about networking.
Yeah.
We don't connect. When we
don't connect like we should. No, and networking is a critical skill. You know, it's not who you know, it's what you know about who you know. And people don't care about you till they realize how much you care about them. And you got to tap into, the average individual in our society knows 270 other people. That's how many folks will show up to your funeral if the weather is clear. Average funeral in the United States, 270 people strong. So tap into them. Tap in. Get to this. I mean, number one, you need a mentor, all right, in terms of networking, someone to guide you along the path, all right, and a mentor, okay, could be somebody from any walk of life. But you also need an advisor. And an advisor, if you're going to start a far-flung enterprise, someone that's in that field. Someone that's in that field. Now, I can get a mentor, and they can say, man, Doc, you need to, drop a little weight, tighten up. But I can get an advisor, someone to go in the gym and lift weights with me. So, but networking is the critical skill. Write down a list of 10 individuals who you got to know, and they would benefit from knowing you. If you're in corporate America, pull out the directory. Call the highest ranking individual in the directory. What time of day do you knock off? 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock? Can I buy you a Coke, my treat? I just want, 5 minutes. I want 300 seconds of your time. And share your goals. Share your vision. Where do you want to be in the organization? Where do you want to do? What are you going to do? Have you written a career development plan? Share that career development plan. Carl Ware, who was one time the highest ranking African Americans with Coca-Cola, and he really marched Coca-Cola through the whole apartheid movement. When they told him to take over Africa and he went over there with those bottlers, first thing he did, let me see your career development plan. I don't want to waste my time with anybody who's not living their life on purpose. Where are we going? What are we going to do? Networking. Tap into the people. People, once you get that dream and once you get that vision, people will be added unto you if you need people. Time will be given to you if you need time. And the financial resource will be there if you need it. But it's all predicated on networking. The critical skill. Build up your Rolodex. How many people do you know? Always expand your Rolodex. When last time I taught my MBAs, they had to meet 2 new people in their field every week. 2 new people in their field every week. Expand that network. Narrow your zone of ignorance. Narrow your zone of ignorance. That's what it's about, brother. Narrow it.
Another question.
Okay. And this is it. Marlon. See, I remember your name, brother. Yep.
As you just mentioned, networking. I appreciate you remembering my name.
Got to do it, my brother.
My question is that as a young African-American male, it seems like all these millionaires that you're mentioning are a part of your generation. How do we, as young MBAs and African-Americans, continue that network and strengthen and make a difference as opposed to what it's been over the past 30 years?
Well, you have the resources. The resources are there. As far as sharing your vision and idea, taking it to the next level, I mean, you got to get forums like this. I mean, this is apropos. This is great for you to connect with people who've been down the road, who have more experience, who have a wealth of knowledge, a plethora of ideas that they can share. Imagine you have a black chamber of commerce and you have a regular chamber of commerce. Get involved in both of them. Get involved in all the types of organizations. But, I mean, you're in the right place at the right time. And I'm not one of those individuals that say, you know, man, they don't want to help a young brother and this, that, and everything. It's not about that. Marlon, it's about you and your generation being fit and focused, ready to grab that baton. And that's the key. And, I mean, all you got to do is look at the data, man. I mean, you and us as black males, come on, bro. Come on. Come on. Come on. Marlon, come on. Come on. Come on. Every 90 seconds of the day, a black child born to a teen mother in poverty. Every 90 seconds of the day, a black child born to a teen mother who will never finish high school. Every 90 seconds of the day, a black child is suspended. Every 4 minutes of the day, a black male is convicted of a violent crime. Every 40 minutes of the day, a black male dies. So, I mean, come on. You know, we got to do something about that. Come on, Marlon, me and you, we're only 6% of the population. We're responsible for 55% of all violent crime. Come on, how long are we going to let that go on? Get these knuckleheads together. And it's got nothing to do with, man, hey, I love you, my brother. But see, there's a lot of love in the word no. You know that? There's a lot of love in the word no. You look at me as an old country business school professor, I tell my students, I love you. But no, you're not coming in my class late. I love you. But no, you will be properly attired when you come in. I love you. But no, I do not accept late work. So that's where we've got to be. And you got to be in it to win it. Last thing, when I interviewed John Johnson of Ebony Magazine, and we're going to get out of here, I swear, this is it. And I interviewed this man twice, and I said, Mr. Johnson, if you weren't publishing Ebony Magazine, what would you be doing? I said, can we talk about success and leadership? And he said, you know, wealth building is like a relay race. I said, what do you mean, Mr. Johnson? He said, a relay race isn't won or lost in how fast the runners are. You can have the 4 fastest runners. But he said a relay race is won or lost in how capable one runner passes the baton from one to the next. He said, you know, in lane number 1, we got Oprah Winfrey. In lane number 2, Colin Powell. In lane number 3, Susan Taylor, Michelle Obama, whatever. Men and women who have run the race of their life that come around the final turn, coming down the straightaway, holding this baton called success, leadership, and achievement. And we got to be ready that you, I mean, my kids call me Jurassic Park, that you and your generation fit, focused, ready to run the race of your life. Because it's not fair to me. Not fair to me. First time I saw my father cry, 1963, August, March on Washington. I said, Pop, what you crying for? He said, son, you'll never understand. First time I saw my father-in-law cry, Hank Aaron hit number 715. Number 715. Several years ago, I had a speaking engagement. I came home, and my wife said, you got a speaking engagement. You're going to love this one. I said, wow. I said, who's the client? I said, Eli Lilly. I said, am I flying to Indianapolis? She said, no. I said, Eli Lilly's going to bring about 35 or 40 of their top managers to Atlanta. I said, oh, okay. And I'm speaking. No. She said, what they want you to do, they want you to meet them at the King Center. I said, okay. And they want a tour of the King Center, but they want you to be the tour director. And for 2 hours, they want you to tell them everything about Martin Luther King leadership style that no one else knows. And I said, Pat, you're right. I am going to love this. I'm a big history buff, too, besides the economics and stuff. And what do we know about Dr. King, Marlon, and your generation? Because it's not fair. 5'7", 177 pounds. That's what we know about Dr. Martin Luther King. What else do we know about Dr. Martin Luther King? Owns 6 suits. 4 black, 2 gray. What else do we know? He got up the same time every day, 6:15 in the morning, ate the same breakfast, coffee and orange juice. What else do we know? The first hour of his day, he went to his book-line study, 200 books in that study, and meditated for 1 hour. What else do we know about Dr. Martin Luther King? Never earned more than $10,000 a year over the course of his lifetime. But Dr. Kimbro, he did win the Nobel Prize, and with that came a windfall of $250,000. Yes, you're right. But he gave every dime back to the movement except $10,000. He had to repay his father-in-law. He borrowed 10 grand from his father-in-law to pay his income taxes. What else do we know about Martin Luther King? 1963, that brother gave more than 320 speeches. He traveled more than 300,000 miles in 1963. And he always flew first class. Did you know that? Did you know Martin Luther King always flew first class? Not because he was narcissistic or his ego demanded it. Nah. The reason why he flew first class, because when he got to the airport and he got to the gate and the other passengers saw who's going to be on the plane, they didn't want to sit next to him. Now, where the hell can we put this? Put him up in first class. Put him up. Marlon in your generation. His house was firebombed 3 times. Did you know that? And each time his house was firebombed, his wife and children were in that house. And the first time his house was firebombed, Charles Darwin, survival of the fittest. What did Dr. Martin Luther King do? Went out and bought a gun. You didn't even know he owned a gun, did you? And he came to the realization, wait a minute, I'm the father of the nonviolent movement. I'm supposed to lead these people, and got rid of it. But I say all that to say this, Marlon and your generation, I'm trying my best to stay black, but y'all make it hard on a brother with 11 o'clock news. Hard out here on a pimp, man, I ain't lying. You asked the question. I bet you won't ask another one. You take the number 30 back to your crew. That's all I want you to do, 30. 30. 30. You think about that number 30 as I sit down. 30. 30 times a day over the course of his adult life from age 21 to the day he died, 19, he was 39 years old when he died. 30. He averaged 30 racial prank phone calls a day. Phone ring. Nigga, if you don't, hang up. Phone ring. Black man, you hang up. 30, day in, day out. So he did all the dirty work to make it easy on us. Marlon, I love you. Let's go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before Clifton gives the final remarks, would all of the members of the Economic Development Committee please stand? Would y'all give them a round of applause? And this was a vision of Mr. Clifton and his committee, so would y'all please give Clifton a round of applause?
All I got to say is wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Kimbro, for giving us the vision, for giving us the calling. Now it's up to us, really. So just as Susan said, this was an idea that started back in December that has come to tonight. But the ideas that you're thinking about now, or the ideas that you had when you came in here, are now planted in fertile ground. So it's upon you now to act upon it. And I really do encourage you to do so. As we wrap up tonight, I do again want to bring your attention to the back of the program, because this wealth creation series is just starting now. And what better person to kick this off than Dr. Dennis Kimbro to really ignite us, to do something about our vision, our dreams, staying true to it, surrounding ourselves with people who can help encourage us. So don't let this stop here. You will hear back from us again. The next event is going to be Saturday, April 16th, where we're going to talk about just the basics. Let's start living within our means. Let's practice some basic principles of saving and not spending all the money that's coming in. And let's start building that foundation that will grow for for generations and generations. So as we wrap up, because we're short on time, Dr. Kimbro will be available to sign some books. If you didn't get your book signed, we are selling books outside as well. If you didn't get a chance to buy books in the very beginning, there's a table that's going to be outside to sell books, as well as we're going to have Dr. Dennis Kimbro sit down and sign those books that for those who were not able to get them signed. So again, as we wrap, I want to give a tremendous amount of love and appreciation to everybody that brought this on, as well as Dr. Kimbro for his travels and his time and his words of wisdom. Thank you.